Welcome to the social review. You all know this goofy cast of characters here with me tonight, but I'm going to go through really quick and introduce them, and then I'll let them tell you any news, anything that might be coming up on their channels. So I'm going to start with my good friend Steven of The Idiot Quilter, and Walter, of course. Steven wouldn't be anybody without Walter.
Well, I don't know. I think I could be. Oh, guess what? I just got an ad. Okay.
Oh, you have an ad. Oh, no. And then we have Russ of Quilt Meets World. Hi, Russ.
Hi.
Good to see you. Your hair's looking very nice.
Yeah, I was supposed to get it cut yesterday, but I got canceled on.
Oh, no.
Oh.
And then we have Shannon of Slay Arts. Hi, Shannon.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome, welcome. So, Steven, if you want to start, talk about anything that might be coming up on your channel really quick, like anything this week that you want them to watch.
Yep. Tune in on Friday for part 2 of Walter Does Lucy. Yes. And see if we kill each other this week. We did not kill each other last week.
You did not. I was waiting for it the whole time.
Yes, I was waiting for Walter to be. Yeah, Walter.
Spoiler alert, because you're alive now, you didn't kill each other in the past.
But this may have been pre-recorded.
We did have a discussion tonight about something that he was doing on the quilt machine that I didn't think was that he could change.
Oh.
Yeah, and that came from you, Stephanie.
Yeah.
Oh.
When you were talking today, we were talking on our sew session. You were saying about how you set up your safe area. And of course, I said this to Walter. I says, well, that's a good idea, setting up your safe area to encompass the whole machine. That's maybe what it means, because I thought it meant basically go 2 inches from the top of the quilt and a couple of inches out to the side. And that is how I was taught by Tracy. That's why I thought that. But Walter says, well, no, you're an idiot, because yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Well, no, even when I was doing it, I thought that, you know, like he's just putting the safe area just outside of the quilting zone. And I'm thinking, well, what if my quilt's crooked?
Yes.
You know, and he winds it up and ends up going outside of the safe zone or something.
Bingo.
And I thought the safe zone really only means you got to put it in a way that your machine's not going to hit something.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, that makes sense to me now, but why didn't you say that to me when we were working on it?
Well, I didn't really. I thought about it at the time, but I didn't say anything and I was going to say something to you later, but of course it just sort of escaped my mind until you.
So you waited until we're live and all you subscribers are watching.
Yeah, I know. I don't care.
Well, it's kind of my fault because we were talking about it today, so we can come back to the long arm stuff. But Russ.
Yep. That's all we've got coming up this week besides live.
You're right.
Pop-up. Pop-up. Yeah, I forgot all about pop-up.
That's right. Pop-up Sunday.
Well, it's okay because I almost forgot about this tonight too. But yeah, it's old. I'm sorry, people. I'm old. Okay. Brain doesn't function as quick as it used to. So no comments from the peanut gallery, Russ, down there. Yeah, pop-up sew day this Saturday. I open the doors, so to speak, the virtual doors, at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We run until about 5 or until you people bore me to tears. And then I'll leave earlier, so don't bore me. All are welcome. Sew on whatever you want. Those of you that were on my mailing list, you've already got the link. Those of you that aren't on the mailing list, why aren't you? You should be. Down in my show notes for the vlog on Monday, for the Idiot Quilter on Tuesday, and it will be in So Chatty on Friday as well. So lots of things there. And come and go as you please. We have a great time. Please wear clothes. Just saying.
Somebody does something one time.
Right. It's one time we'll never forget, though. Ever.
I never saw it. I'm so disappointed. I'm hoping he would come back.
We can't go on vacation anymore. That's the problem.
Yeah, true. So that's it for me on what's coming up.
Russ.
So for me, I've had about 9 videos come out in the past 3 days.
You have
all the gorgeous quilts that were in the East Cobb Georgia Celebrates Quilt Show. Tomorrow, if you want to know what the judges said, a video is coming out to see what they said and couple little hot takes that I had on the show. So that's coming out tomorrow. And then Saturday, I have my 11sies that not quite certain what I'm doing yet. I've got a couple things that are in my head. Hopefully, I will have something ready for it. And then I'll be joining Steven's pop-up show day a little bit late.
Why are you bothering? No one will be there. They'll all be on mine.
I know they will all be in your pop-up show day. They may double dip. There might be like one or two that double dip.
I might double dip. Done it before.
And Shannon.
So tomorrow will be my the turning all the 17-18 coverlet into FPP patterns. Have a few more of those that I've done this week. I'll talk a little bit too in that video about the presentation that I got to give on Monday night, which was a lot of fun, and some do's and don'ts if you're presenting to a group of people, and like how not to be a jerk. Like
what, like me?
And then Saturday for the sew day, but then Saturday night is also Little Hooter night with Philippa and Ingrid and Stephanie. So we'll work on, I think this Saturday is just a one block because it's a lot of teeny pieces block. And then Sunday is Father's Day, but I'll still come on for at least a little bit to hang out because I've definitely got some sewing to catch up on after I got to spend a wonderful 2 days in Patuxent River, Maryland. So I got some catching up to do.
So Shannon, I have a question for you. Your Little Hooters thing, is that the title of the actual piece that you guys are working on?
Yep. Yeah, it's called Little Hooter.
I thought it was something completely different.
I thought it was a Little Hooter.
Yeah,
you did not see any
doesn't
chicken
exist
wings
anymore.
and were confused.
Yes. I heard
it's an owl, people. It's an owl.
A little owl, a little barn.
Okay, got it now. All right. Never mind.
That's all right. All right. Well, I want to really quick say hello to everybody here in the chat. There's a bunch of you, but I'll try to catch everyone. Jean, Charlotte, Tamala, Jackie, Jeannie, another Jean. Wow, lots of Jeans tonight. Karen, Jacqueline. Shannon of Slate Art. She's in the chat. Guys Craft 2. Hey there. How you doing? Let's see. Laura, Shelly, Philippa, Patricia. She said all of our favorite people. Thank you. Jackie, Gladys, and Pat and Karen. Welcome everybody. Glad to see you. So what's coming up on my channel? So tomorrow or Friday, not sure which day, it depends on my kids. I am going to release the next Underground Railroad. I'm going to do the Bear Claw, whichever one you call it. Some people call it different things. Block, and that one's got some interesting history, so I hope you join me for that. And then this Saturday I'm gonna go to Steven's pop-up sew day, so I'm excited about that. And then Saturday evening after my live, I'll be joining Shannon for Little Hooter. And now I can't picture anything other than what Steven thought. No. And Saturday on my live, Russ and I are going to start a quilt called Bumbleberry Pie. We're going to do month 1, and I'm very excited about that. He's got it right there to show you guys. So
that's cool.
It's very cool. And he told me about it, showed me pictures, and twisted my arm to purchase it. So now we're doing it together. He didn't have to twist too hard. So we're going to start that on Saturday evening live at 5 p.m. on my channel. So hope to see you guys there. Hello, Bronca. Welcome. So tonight's topic is summer sewing, and we're going to talk about this briefly, but then we welcome any questions and answers from you guys, or questions from you guys, and we'll be happy to answer. And then we're just going to chat because we like hanging out, the 5 of us. So I'm going to start with Steven because he just said he did research. So does the summer, my question is basically, does the summer change anything for you as far as your sewing habits? Like, do you sew more, less? How does that affect you?
I sew about the same, but I change what I'm sewing because at that point in time, and usually I start earlier than June. I usually start in May, but I'm slow start this year. I will start to work on thematic things like Christmas, and Halloween. Now, the problem being, though, for me is right now I've got enough Halloween stuff. I don't need anything more. But I saw two things that kind of thrilled me a little bit. This one is called The Haunted Halloween. It was by a Fat Quarter Shop a couple of years ago. It was a monthly or a block of the month kind of a thing. And the final quilt is that one at the top. And I thought that was kind of interesting. But the one that I'm for sure going to do, I just bought today because, you know, on our sew days, Stephanie and I, my sew days, people enable me and it doesn't take much. And Nancy Ryan, I think, who's one of our regulars that comes on there, she's into machine embroidery too. And she showed me this that she had done, I think maybe last year or a year before. And it is all done in the hoop. And it's a quilt, a small, well, more of a wall hanging. I have done these kind of things before. Actually, if you look behind me, there's a Halloween one just over this shoulder, that way, over there. And they take a long time to do because they're all tiles. And then you put all the tiles together. But when I saw this one, I thought, oh yeah, I love that one. So that I think is going to be this year's Halloween project. I'm hoping I'm going to start it on Saturday.
That reminds me of Legit Kits, how you put it together in bits and then put the whole thing like tiles.
Yeah, but it's completely machine embroidery and machine applique in it. And like I said, there's probably the large one looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 20 tiles in this that are all maybe about this big, like 8 inches or so. And then border pieces as well, because you do the border pieces. And yeah, it takes a long time. The other thing too is then I started looking through my Christmas stuff and what did I want to do? Well, you know, it's always good to do a table runner or two for Christmas because you never know when you need those last minute hostess gifts because we get invited to so many fabulous parties at Christmas. But and sometimes I give them to my sister who goes, oh, thanks. Another table runner. Oh, that's a thrill. This one was in last year's, I think this was in last year's Missouri Star Quilt box. And you made this, didn't you, Stephanie?
I have not yet. Don't shame me.
No, neither have I. I booked it for this year. I may do this one because I do like it. And I might keep to the colors that they have because they're a little untraditional, you know. And I usually stick to the traditional colors like greens, whites, and reds. And sometimes I'll throw in blues and silvers, of course. But this one, I'm not a pink person, but I kind of like the way this looks, but we'll see. And then, of course, I did this as a table topper. I liked it because it's got little houses, and I like things with little houses. Stars and little houses. In that box, too. No, I don't think this was in the Missouri Star Quilt box. I think this might have been in the Kawartha Quilting Santa sack.
Actually, I think it is.
Yeah. And when I first looked at this, I went, oh, 3-yard quilts from Fabric Cafe. Oh my God, let's do the 3-yard quilt to death, shall we? And I've never done one. I have one of their other books, never done anything in it. And then I got looking through this sucker and I thought there's some actually interesting things and they all look pretty fast to do. So again, thinking if I actually gave somebody something at Christmas, maybe we'll see. But then of course, I've had this one for a while and I forgot I had it. It's my gnomes.
Oh, yeah.
Gnomes. And I don't know who's this by. So a Story by Jennifer Long. And I did buy this one from their website. And I think it was somebody enabled me, of course. But although it looks a little intimidating when you get pictures like this for the piecing. And I'm pretty sure it's not foundation paper piecing. No, it's patchwork. So I don't know. We'll see about that.
They're not fancy traffic cones.
Yeah, traffic cones. Yeah, make them out of orange. You could do that too. Where's out? This one's a little wall hanging. It was a freebie I found somewhere. It's kind of cute. A great way to use up scraps from Christmas, I thought. Then this one's a little intimidating looking too, because it's got all these bloody socks and ornaments, Christmas balls. So who doesn't love a Christmas quilt with socks and balls? But but I think the one I'm probably going to do for sure is this one. Look familiar? It's a Stephanie Stitches original, Autumn Chill. but I think this would look fantastic in Christmas fabrics.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I trust this pattern writer. She writes good patterns. So that's what I'll be concentrating on more into the summer once I get a couple of other projects that I'm working on now out of my way. But really, even if it's hot out, we have air conditioning. I will sew all day. So yeah. And well, I'll come back to it. I have a question for the group, but I'll ask it after everybody else has talked about what they're going to talk about.
Okay, sure. How about you, Walter? Do you sew more or
I
less
go
in the
in
summer?
spurts with sewing. I don't go hog wild. I have to have a deadline.
Oh,
But,
okay.
but in the summer, I tend not to as much because it's I like getting out and doing things outside. So even if it's just around the house.
Well, you turn
Well,
on the
you're a big-
sprinkler and run naked through it.
Oh,
Yeah.
But you're a big gardener. I mean, we know that you like to plant and things, and you were talking about the
I'm
yard
not that
earlier.
big of a gardener, but I've been this spring I've been rejuvenating our front lawn, so
Yeah.
and that's been taking my time. So germinating my grass seed.
I'm going to get him a t-shirt that says, "Ask me about my grass balls." We'll come back to that.
But yeah, I'm not. I go in spurts with sewing. I mean, I'll go nuts for a couple of weeks and then just not do it. So I'm not as dedicated as Steven is. Steven, that's all he does. He sews all the time, all day long. Doesn't matter spring, summer, winter, whatever.
You never take me anywhere.
Well,
you do leave him for lunch all the time to his own devices.
Yeah, true.
I'm just kidding.
I need
Walter.
to get out of the house.
I know you're like, I need the break. How about you, Russ?
So there's one reason why I get more done in the summer, and it's because daylight. This room doesn't have a lot of light. When it comes dark, I have, I did get a light installed above me here, and I have my ring lights and everything. But when I'm trying to be over there at the cutting area, there is no light over there, even when I have my little desk lamp. So it's harder for me to sew in the wintertime. So when it's daylight out here till 7, 8, 9 o'clock, I'm like, I want to be in here all the time.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say because of the heat, because I know it gets really hot by you. I
don't mind the heat as much. I mean, remember last year it was 40 nights and 40 days without air conditioner.
Yeah.
And I did spend a lot of time in here, and part of it was because this room had an air conditioner, but a lot of it was, there was light in here and I can do stuff.
Okay. How about you, Shannon?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what my routine is because I haven't been sewing as long, and my first summer, I was so new to it. I just did some stuff. My second summer was spent entirely on getting legit kits done. Like, oh my God, get it done, get it done, get it done. So I could go to boot camp. So I don't know what this summer is going to look like. I've definitely got enough sew-alongs to keep me occupied for sure. But yeah, as far as specific, I've picked this because I wanted to do summer sewing. I don't really have anything like that. I haven't set a routine like that yet for myself.
Okay. All right. Real quick, I'm going to say a hello to the few people that came in. Let's see. Judy H and Judy L and Melissa Elsa Sue Norfleet. Welcome. Glad to have you. Okay, so hi, Catherine. So my answer for that is I'm like Steven. I pretty much sew all the time, all year round. Part of it is because it's my job. Part of it is because I love it so much. But this summer, I'm being pulled outside more because my youngest kids are finally learning how to ride bikes. And so I'm wanting to be outside with them more. So I'm having an internal struggle to like I'm outside and I want to be sewing, but I want to see my kids too. So yeah, so this one's a little different for me too, Shannon. It's interesting that Yeah, yeah. And so I hear them outside playing and I want to go out there. So I've recently started doing some EPP. So the other night we were out there and I was sitting in the chair watching them ride their bikes and hand stitching. So yeah, and I got this bowl done.
Oh,
Or the
cool.
outside of the
Oh,
bowl.
yay.
Oh,
I got the outside of the bowl done. So that's kind of a way, but I still miss my sewing machine because it's a lot faster than hand sewing.
Hand sewing. Weren't you the woman who said she did not like hand sewing?
Yes. I
Hmm,
am. I
You've
am
gone to the
person that-
dark side now.
I know I have, but sitting in an airport for 17 hours will do that to you because you can't sew anything.
There's only so much people watching you can do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And you go, ugh, another one. Ugh, another one.
Now the question is, did you happen to pack the hand sewing just in case?
I did, because Shannon and Ingrid started doing some EPP and they sort of convinced me to try it. And I actually didn't hate it. These were actually the things that I made in the airport. I don't know what
cute.
I'm going to do with them because I'm definitely not making a whole quilt out of those. But
Yeah.
I saw this pattern for this bowl and I still am making, this will be the inside of the bowl. So it'll attach like
Oh.
inside after I'm done with it. And I'm really enjoying making this. I enjoyed making this much more than just the flowers. So, because it's actually like gonna be a purpose for it. I have a purpose for it. So,
Put a
yeah.
feather in, it'll look like a lovely hat.
Fez.
See, there you go. Oh, look, it's a Shriner. You need a little tail.
So, yeah.
So are people saying anything here or asking any questions?
Let's see. Sarah
A lot of
Grable's
them say
here.
they sew
Welcome.
all the time.
Dana is here. Welcome. Okay. Jen's here. Welcome.
And Laura, so actually,
Yeah.
Dana said something interesting. She says, I'm lucky I get my garage to sew in during the nice days here in Regina. Just open the garage door and let the sun shine and keep the wind out. That's the question I was going to ask. Do any of you actually lug a sewing machine outside and sew? A sewing machine, not hand sewing, sewing machine.
No,
No.
and I don't because I can't think about, gosh, lugging the machine is one thing, but then having to lug all the stuff to go with it.
Mm.
Plus, I live by Lake Erie, so we get a lot of wind. And so I would have like stuff blowing everywhere.
And the
I've tried
pollen
it.
counts here in Georgia would cause a nightmare inside my machine.
Oh,
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean-
thought of that.
We've come close to 5 digits for a pollen count.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Well, I have done it, but I use my travel machine. I tried it, like we have under our deck is a sort of a patio area that is semi-enclosed and it's waterproof under there. And so I did it. I had to take a table out there, a folding table, put the sewing machine on and work on stuff. It was not comfortable. Same thing. You have to lug all your stuff out there. And even though it's not that far from my sewing room, it was still a bit of a hassle. But it was kind of interesting when I did it because you have a nice little breeze coming through. And in my case, I have screening and everything. So it wasn't blowing stuff around and that kind of thing. But was it worth it? Not really, because I had to set
No.
up a pressing station, I set up a cutting station, and by the time I got that all set up, I had to take it all down, but bring it back in the house because it was dark, kind of a thing. But some people do. Like, is Lydia on here tonight? I don't think she is.
I haven't seen her yet, but yeah.
Lydia does it on her boat.
On her boat, I know.
Yeah, she has a featherweight, and it's a manual featherweight, and she does it right on her boat. They're sailing around in the Thousand Islands, in Lake Ontario, in the St. Lawrence Gulf, and she's like sewing away. So I think, oh, that's really kind of cool.
Yeah, she's got a hand crank machine and she cranks it while they're floating away.
And
I
did
think that's
Mona,
the coolest
she
thing.
came on a sew day once, and she was out in a forest sewing.
Mhm. Yeah,
I thought that was kind of fun.
that was cool. Yeah.
So I guess it can be done, but I don't know if it's worth the hassle.
Not to me. Not to me.
You could
Yeah,
always
enough
use
like
sewing
your
underwater
stuff
like
that
the
they
Soya brothers did.
Was that-
Oh, sewing underwater. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that video.
They did that quite a while ago when they were doing their Will It Sew program.
Oh, yeah.
And they used a sewing machine, a Bernina, underwater, and they got it to work.
Huh.
So,
But
Electric?
electric?
yes, I don't remember exactly how they
Okay,
did it, but they
that's a little
enclosed the
scary.
wires in some waterproof thing, and they got it to work. So,
Yeah.
Oh, and they probably had a big fish fry later.
So, what was your question for all of us? You said you had a question.
That was
Steve.
it about sewing
Oh.
outside. Yeah,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
that kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what about summer retreats? I think are there summer retreats or does it they should so there is, okay.
Yeah.
Because I don't see a lot advertised for that, but then I'm not specifically looking for them either. So that could be why. But now
Yeah,
I
there's-
wonder if they're better
Sorry.
attended in the summer because maybe some people consider that being a holiday.
Well, I think a lot of people that attend summer retreats tend to be like teachers, people like that, because they're off, right?
Right.
Because some of my retreats, I've had some people that are like, oh, I'm a teacher, I can't come during that time, you know, that thing. So I think summer retreats are popular for that reason. I don't do a lot of summer retreats myself, although this year seems to be the year for that because I just went on the cruise,
Mhm.
which was amazing. And then I'm going to another retreat in August in the middle of summer in Texas, which might not have been the smartest idea. But I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of them in the summertime. I prefer the fall or the spring. So just for myself, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course,
packing up all my
you're-
stuff in the heat is not fun.
and your kids are probably more in the summertime. I mean, you're not doing homeschooling in the summer, are they?
No.
So they're on summer vacation. So there's
Yeah.
more activity with them. I suppose that would do it.
Well, if you ask them, they're still homeschooling because I make them read, but you know,
Geez, what a taskmaster.
mean
Whoa.
ma'am, mean mommy. Yeah.
Mean mommy. Well, actually today on our so day, we had that one lady who joined us for the first time, who is a truck driver for
Mhm.
Walmart, and
Julie.
she takes her featherweight with her in her truck, and after she's done whatever she's doing during the day and when she's on the road to wind down from the day, she sews in her truck.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought
that's
that
really
was
cool.
interesting too. So, you
Yeah.
know, have featherweight, we'll travel.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
And Pat Jennings says, I used to keep a small sewing machine in my car. My friends used to laugh at me about having an emergency sewing machine on the road. Yeah, okay.
So she says, though, also that she's been getting pieces ready to bead. In the summer, she tends to do handwork and painting. The first 5 months, I have sewn like a house on fire, and now she's ready to focus on smaller, cooler things.
Okay, that makes sense.
And Jackie says years ago, she took a small brother machine to a campground at the Grand Canyon. That's fun.
Ooh, that's
There's a lady on YouTube, Quilt Roadies, and she and her husband like to travel around a lot, and they have a glamper, as you might call it. And she has her sewing machine with her, and she does that. She pulls it at whatever campground they're at, and the whole bit. She has it all worked out to work on projects theirs too. So I think that would be kind of cool having a glamper and going around and, you know, just in different environment to sew in. I think you might find some inspiration in that.
Yeah.
But Walter's making eyeballs.
He's like, nah.
No, I don't want to be driving that thing.
Well, we're not
I'm
getting
assuming I'll be driving it because you won't.
no, driving Miss Daisy. Better believe it. Of course.
I
you
think those things get like 5 miles to the gallon too. They're pretty
will. Yeah. They pull out a
expensive to
straw
operate.
at the gas tank. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
slip back. Yeah.
Oh.
So
Hi, Kim. Welcome. Sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was going to say, so what plans does everybody have for the summer, if any?
Well, I know you guys have some plans. You're going to tell us what they are. Is that a secret?
Well, no, it's not a secret. We do it every year. around my birthday time, we travel off to Western Ontario to the London area, and that's a whole lot of quilt stores out in that end of the world, and we make the rounds. And I just fill the car with fabric. Yep, through it all. Yep. And so, yeah, we're going to do that again in the middle of July
Nice.
for a couple of days. We booked our hotels, and we have a central location, and we just branch out from there. And I list all the places that are in existence, and we just plan out the route, and away we go. It's a lot of fun.
So I know your birthday is in July. So is this a like birthday trip, or is it just happen to be at the same time?
Yeah,
Around
kind
the
of both.
same- Actually, it's a little about a week later or whatever.
Yeah, this time we're going a little
Okay.
bit later than usually. But yeah, it's about the week after my birthday. But yeah, well, I'll use any excuse. That's my birthday. I need to buy myself a birthday present. Lots of fabric. Yeah.
How about you, Walter? Do you buy a lot of fabric on this trip as well?
I am going to try not to because I already have too much fabric.
Killjoy.
But I'll be looking out for stuff that I can make a shirt out of. But even when we went to Brighton, I bought a lot of stuff that I wasn't going to make a shirt of. And so I've got way too much fabric. I got to start using it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it off the floor so you can see the carpet again.
But he goes like, I mean, last year when we went, he bought several $1,000s of stuff. And I bought maybe a couple of, I think I bought 500.
Yeah, amateur.
Oh.
He bought.
Well, I think he sews more than you, right?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
But
So
it's
that-
fabric. It's pretty.
Yeah, I know, and I'm a sucker for it as well. Like I'll go in, oh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So what about you, Shannon? Got your plans for the summer?
Work. But July 1st, there's a Mid-Atlantic shop hop that starts. Oh, I'm gonna go in a poodle skirt now. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Can I have a picture? No.
But I haven't done it's Mid-Atlantic. It's like states wide, and I think I want to go and try to do a couple of those, and then try to get up into Pennsylvania to be able to see my friend Marianne and Donna, and bring Ingrid along, kicking and screaming. But yeah, so that'll be fun. It's like a couple of months, like it starts in the beginning of July and you have all the way through August, because there are so many states involved. So that's kind of cool.
Very cool.
I won't do all of them, but I haven't done one before, so I think it'll be fun.
Yeah.
That would be.
How about you, Russ?
I have absolutely nothing planned this summer. I know I have a few days off in July and I have a few days off in August. So those will be probably spent in here. If David ever moves back, we probably will, go gallivanting around to shops, but that requires him to get back here. And he still hasn't been able to get back. His latest issue was his car got beat up by hail.
Oh,
With
Like-
baseball hit.
Like 2-inch hail.
wow.
So I haven't heard how his insurance adjustment conversation went yesterday. So when he gets back, he gets back. That's just what the rule is.
Well, this summer, I am going to enter a couple of quilt shows with some quilts. And then I'm also, like I said earlier, going to a retreat in Texas in August, which Shannon, you forgot about when you were
That's
talking about.
right. I totally
Shannon,
did.
Shannon is going to, and you guys, I'm getting her on an airplane,
That's why I forgot
Oh,
about it. I
oh
already
my
have
God.
PTSD about an airplane.
right?
Put it out of my mind.
I am being the best friend and flying to BWI so I can
Yeah.
make sure she gets on the plane
Yes.
to get to Texas. So we're doing that. And then we've been working on the New York Beauty. So we're going to wrap that up in July. And then probably, we haven't really talked about the time frame, but I'm assuming when we get back from Texas, we're going to start our next sew along, which is going to be a 3-yard quilt from the Christmas book, Stephen.
Oh, which one? Which one?
The newest one.
the newest book that they
Oh,
have.
this is an
I
old
think
book.
that's not it. I think that's last year's maybe.
That's last
Uh,
year.
Yeah, this one's an old one.
And we're gonna do a Christmas quilt. So we're gonna start preparing for the holidays too. So
Okay.
And that's a whole class activity because there's going to be voting involved.
yes,
Ooh.
yeah, that's gonna be fun. So we've got some plans for the summer. Let's see who's in the chat talking. Sue said she likes to start Christmas gift projects in the summer better than panic in November, right?
Very true. Smart lady.
Yeah. And then Ellen said, I would love to do the glamper sewing thing, but it would be way too nervous driving it, right?
Yeah.
And Pat said, Stephen, I thought you just said you bought a bunch of fabric last week.
Yeah, I answered and I did, and you never can have too much.
Oh,
get off my
Lydia
back.
Lydia
Karen B
just
wants
asked
to
about.
know. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Shannon.
Oh, what Lydia was asking about, will there be a New York Beauty slideshow? And yes, I want everybody to email us their New York beauties, because I'll put together another one like the 2-color quilt challenge and get that posted, because I can't wait to see everyone's wall hanging put together.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And I saw that Karen asked you about the shop hop in Southern Ontario.
Yeah. I'm not aware. Well, I sort of have heard of that one. I haven't heard of it for this year yet. I'll have to look it up. There's one in September in our area, and there's just 4 stores that are involved in it. We did it last year, and I want to do it again this year because that was kind of interesting. We found we found a few bargains, especially that one quilt shop that looked like a rusty old bathtub gin making distilled.
And then they have the pig pen next to it or something.
Yeah, they had a pig pen or something next to it. Yeah, but there was she had good prices on wide back in there and other things. She had quite
she doesn't have a website.
No, you can call her up if you want to order something by a phone and pick it up, kind of a thing. It's kind of rustic, I can tell you that, but there was some interesting finds in that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to light a match in that place.
Oh no, it'll go up like in there.
Oh no.
Spider sale. Yeah, I'm gonna get a bargain on that one. But yeah, I'll probably give that one a try. But I'll have to look into this one that's in Southern Ontario and see where exactly the areas are they're going to and when it is. So note to self.
We have an all Ohio shop hop, and it begins in August and ends in September. But there's somebody in our group that comes to one of my retreats, Tamara, and did it last year where she went to all the shops. But there's no way I can even think about it's 88 shops.
Oh my God.
Ooh.
And if you go around the whole state of Ohio and hit every shop, it's like 6,000 miles or something.
Yeah.
Wow, you need a gramper.
Yeah, it's crazy. And
it was fun watching her do it though, but
it was fun watching her do it. And she would send us like text updates and emails and but so there's no way I could ever do a shop hop because that's just way too much.
Yeah.
I won't be winning any prizes or anything, but I still think it'll be fun. An excuse to get to Pennsylvania.
Yeah. No, that'll be fun.
Well, you know, one of the problems I find with shop hops is, okay, so you get to the first 2, 3, it's exciting, it's fun, and then you start thinking, oh, wait, I don't want to waste all my money on just one store, a few of these stores.
Mm-hmm.
There might be something better over the horizon, but then you get over the horizon and there isn't. Or you see what you've already bought and it's at a better price or some other incentive.
Yeah.
And you get into all of this panic mode and you start to go into depression. Then you need to see a doctor and the rest of the summer you're laid out on your back, taking down. So, but enough about my mental health or lack thereof.
Well, I will save my shop hop and we'll make our own when we go to Millersburg next spring. So
Yeah. That's that. Well, I guess that's true. I have sort of been on a shop hop, or our own shop hop.
Yeah.
So, what are we going to talk about now?
So I'm working on, I finished the Alice FPP that Shannon and I are doing, the bunny today. So what projects are you guys working on? Or do you have in progress?
Oh, I always have stuff in progress, but let's hear from, I don't want to be first.
Walter.
I still have a shirt to finish, and then I've got another one I gotta do. And I've got a couple of bags that I need to finish.
And
And
don't
well,
you
I'll
have,
get working on the shirt on Saturday.
and
What?
sounds like quilt.
Oh yeah, I gotta finish. Well, I forgot about that.
I
It's sitting
made
next
the
to me.
binding. I made the
I
binding
have,
for his quilt.
binding.
Yeah, I
Nice.
made him the
Ooh.
binding, and I said to him, "Do you want me to bind it? Do you want me to square it up and bind it?" And he goes, he hesitated. And he goes, "No, I should really learn how to do that myself." And I said, "Okay, what year?"
Yeah. No, that'll feel good for him to bind it and
It
finish
looks
it.
great.
But your quilt
looks
looks
great, yeah.
amazing. I saw the picture of it and it looks great. And Stephen had mentioned that you weren't sure about the pattern. I think it looks wonderful.
Yeah, it looks good. I'm happy with that.
Good.
Now, yeah. Well, Stephanie said you should bring it down, mind you, if it's finished by then, down to Georgia at Christmas time. She's going to bring hers. We'll put the two on display. Sort of a before and after. No.
No, I don't mean it that way. It's just so we could take a picture with them together since we started it
You
together.
started them together? Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
He'll have it done.
How
By
about you, Russ? What are you in process
have it
of
done.
making?
I don't have anything right now in the middle of in process. Well, okay, let me rephrase it.
What kind of quilter are you?
Well, I have the graduation quilts, which I keep procrastinating. I do need to get those worked on, but that means I got to pull them out again. And then my sister sent me fabric for another table runner, and I think she sent me something else because I have something coming from Westfield that I don't know about. And it's supposed to be here Friday. Informed delivery is both, great and torture if I don't know what's coming.
That's true.
And you said this is from your sister?
I'm assuming because I haven't ordered anything this week or last week or the week before.
It's not a
Especially if it would be
lollipop,
coming
is
from
it?
Westfield, Massachusetts.
Could it be a lollipop?
Dum-dums.
After meeting your sister on your bash video, I'd be afraid, very afraid within
Right?
that box.
Well, we have an agreement that we won't send each other actual glitter. It has to be actual glitter. Because we've sent each other, like they have like what they call glitter yarn, which has the little sparkles in it. So we've sent her that and things like that. But and she has sent she made, I forget what she made, but it had glitter vinyl on it. So it was
Oh.
encapsulated. So again, nothing that you can get infected with glitter. We don't need a GRI around here.
GRI.
Glitter related injury.
Okay.
It's what Jack had in that live episode of Will and Grace. Don't you remember?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't remember yesterday.
That's why he had an eye patch on.
Yeah. Okay. Don't remember that. And I used to watch that show. So
Then we later found out that he singed off his eyebrow.
Oh.
Not
you
singed.
remember things really well, Russ. The detail is
well.
incredible. Get life.
Don't ask me why I know these things.
So how about you, Shannon? What do you have in progress?
So much stuff. So we've
Right.
got the little Hootie Tootie, New York Beauty, the Alice in Wonderland, the 1718 coverlet, Super Secret Project, and the palette cleanser that I still have to finish.
Holy
Nice.
crap.
Yeah,
How do you keep track of it all?
I've got a lot. Pieces of them are all hanging up over on my wall over there, so that I know what it's staring at me, judging me at all times, so I know what I should be doing. Yeah.
Oh, cripes. That's a lot of stuff. I can't handle more than 2 at a time, and even then not well.
Yeah.
Walter's giving us the evil eye again.
Oh.
He does this. His
So
fans
I
love it.
I know that you've got something in progress, Stephen. That's something that I also have in progress.
Yes, we're both working on the Underground Railroad
Mhm.
and discovering that Eleanor Burns really makes a lot of assumptions when she writes a pattern. She's a minimalist in instruction. Here, put these two pieces together. You're good luck. So, I mean, but actually, I'm enjoying it though. I am enjoying that, and I think it's going to make a great sampler quilt when it's done. I think I've got 9 blocks done.
What are the size of those blocks?
12 and a half by
inches.
12 and a half. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
asked because that's where they got one of the previous Saturday sampler programs from, but they rewrote some of the patterns and they were 14-inch blocks.
Hmm.
Mm.
So
Okay.
they got all the history that they told us in the shop from the book, and they used the same patterns from the book, but they wrote their own pattern. That way they didn't get stuck with copyright issues, I'm assuming.
Well, they're all traditional blocks,
Right.
so
Yeah.
you wouldn't get stuck with that anyway because they're all out there published on the internet and whatnot. But what I'm doing is I'm changing the instructions a little bit to make them more modern, the way we do
Yeah.
quilting now. Because I think when she wrote this, she was using kind of more old-fashioned techniques.
Yeah, well,
So
the book is 21 years old. So
yeah. So if you guys get the book and you don't necessarily love the instructions, check out my videos because I'm doing them a different way. So like this week's bear paw, whatever you want to call it, block, she's doing like 2 half square triangles at a time, I believe. And I'm going
Yeah.
to do the 8 at a time method to make it faster. So stuff like that I'm changing just to make it a little more modern, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, but really cool thing that I just found out about is the city of Sandusky, which is a couple cities over from me, and the city that I grew up in when I was a little kiddo. Um, they have 10 homes in that city that are all connected to the Underground Railroad. And so they just announced an initiative to they're going to put like a historic plaque in front of all the homes, and they're going to have an Underground Railroad sort of center there in the city. And so I contacted the city diversity manager, and I haven't heard back from him yet, but what I'm planning on doing, if they want it, is when I'm done with the Underground Railroad quilt, I'm going to donate it to that museum.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So yeah. When that came up, I was just like, oh, this is perfect. I need to do this. So
Yeah, that's a great idea.
mhm.
Yeah. So I saw that Pat's asking, and I have the same question. Pat wants to know, Shannon, what's a 1718? What the thing was you made? Was this a table runner? What was that?
Coverlet. So the 1718 coverlet is the oldest dated patchwork from in Britain that they created, and it's called a coverlet because they didn't use what the Brits call wadding and what we call batting. And it's all, I don't have this kind of money, but it's all made from silk. So, all right, it was definitely in a wealthier home that she was making it. But yeah, so it actually has a block in the middle of it where she put her initials and the date. So that's how they know exactly when it was when she finished it up. But then within the coverlet, she used newsprint for some of her applique and for some of the piecing that she did. And so they can actually read some of the newsprint with the infrared like x-rays or whatever that they did to verify, you know, when it was done and everything, which is the coolest thing ever. So I am re-engineering the blocks in FPP. So a few of them I'm taking some poetic license on because I don't want to do applique. I don't want to do any kind of applique. So instead of like the one I keep going back to because it's the first one I'm going to work on. There's one block that's done twice, and it's a cat with a fish in its mouth, and she did it as like cut out the paper and put her fabric together. And I'm just gonna do a very simple like cat and fish in FPP, in homage of her cat and fish. And like there's a swan, so I'll figure out something for the like to reference what a swan is. But on top of rewriting all of the patterns, want to then have to also do applique. I'm already slow enough. I will never get this thing done if I have to do that.
So is it like a pattern you can purchase?
There is a book. Yeah, there's and there's been several sew-alongs doing it traditional, the way that it was done in this applique and traditional piecing. There's a book, and I don't. Yes, I do have the book. Aha! I thought I took it with me to the presentation on Monday, but no. So it's by Susan Briscoe, and she goes into a lot of the history about the blocks. Here's some of the imaging where they've like done x-rays on it.
How many blocks are in it? It looks like a lot.
Yeah, there's 69 blocks. There's a 14-inch central one, and then two. So these two four outside ones are also 14-inch, and then there are some like small little rectangular ones to fit into the thing.
It reminds me of a Dear Jane.
Yeah, it does.
A little bit, yeah. I guess
I tried that and gave that up. Dear Jane obviously did not have a life. God, the little pieces.
And they don't know exactly how long this took because there's no other information other than this one little block. But they've done there in Britain, the historical group did a using modern fabrics and everything, redid it. So this is what the book is based on to do it in, more modern fabrics. And but they still did the applique the way she did it. And I don't have time for any of that nonsense. So but yeah, so I'm doing this is every Thursday morning now is me going and showing how I've made the blocks, and I'll be putting it together through. The good thing, there are 69 blocks, but a lot of them so there are 8 pinwheels throughout this, so they're duplicate blocks.
So it's not like 69 different designs.
Yeah, no, it's very symmetrical. Like what's on the left side is the reverse image on the right side, so that's kind of nice. So it's I don't have to write 69 different patterns to get this guy figured out.
Yeah,
but it's kind of neat, and it's definitely testing my FPP pattern writing skills and everything. So I'm having a good time doing it.
Cool.
Well,
So
we'll start calling you Dear Jane.
Right. Ingrid said, wait, super secret project? I must know. Nope, that's why it's super secret.
I'll bet you that's something to do with the retreat on the 23rd.
Maybe not. Krista's here. Hi, Krista. She said, I'm sitting here laughing, going back to the glitter, because I'm working with glitter while watching y'all.
Oh, glitter and Play-Doh, the bane of every parent's existence.
Play-Doh was
and Legos.
We learned our lesson with our oldest child. We banned Play-Doh in our house after that.
Yeah.
I remember going to play with My parents wouldn't let me have Play-Doh. They didn't let me have a lot of things.
I would rather step on a Lego brick than try to get Play-Doh out of a freaking carpet.
Yeah,
Right?
the house I went to and played with the Play-Doh, I kept wondering, what's all this stuff in the Play-Doh? Is that supposed to be there?
Yeah, no, it picks up everything.
Cleanest house in the world. I don't know. There was stuff in there. I don't even want to think about what was stuck in.
Yeah.
I was never allowed Play-Doh.
I loved my Play-Doh.
I had silly putty dough.
And it smelled so good.
Silly putty dough is easy to get off of things, but Play-Doh is not. If they get it in the carpet, forget it.
Although I do remember my mom was pretty crunchy granola. Like literally we were raised on freaking fusilli and homemade granola. And she would make Play-Doh with like flour and water, and it was really salty. And so we would always end up eating it, which was pretty funny. But it washed out a lot easier because it was just, flour. So it got out of things much easier than the chemical Play-Doh,
Nice change from granola.
right? That's how bad it was. That's where we were getting our salt fix, was our homemade Play-Doh.
Well,
No
didn't they have
chips.
with the Play-Doh, the Fun Factory, and you squished it through and made shapes and you cut them off or
And
something?
made the little guy's
Yeah.
hair and
The
everything.
hair. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That one that came too at one time. Yeah. I just
Yeah.
remember the shapes. You know, you could cut them
Yeah.
off, but
Like a
I never
spaghetti.
got one of those.
Well,
Nope.
you can get one
I
now.
wanted an easy bake oven too, and I never got one of those.
I have a dog butt now.
I have a dog butt.
Yeah, there you go.
Hours of fun.
Oh, you could stick Play-Doh through that.
Yeah, you could.
Oh, all the different colors of
Oh,
dog
wouldn't that look good?
Quick,
Yeah.
somebody send him some brown Play-Doh.
No, spray cheese only. Thank you. But we won't go into that conversation again. Oh, Jen says slime is also a parent's nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was after my
Yeah.
time. We didn't have slime when I was a kid. We just made our own in the cold weather, blew it out our nose. Yeah.
Slime comes up though, because Christopher, my oldest son, has slime, and it comes up. But the problem with the slime is the same thing with the Play-Doh, only worse because it's stickier. So
Mm.
every little like hair or fiber or cat hair, it's like, and then it's gross. It's like all
Mhm.
got this stuff all in it.
Keep it out of a bathroom. That's all I'm gonna say. Mommy, what's that? Never mind. Oh God. How did we get onto that?
No.
It started
Katie
with
Crash
glitter.
said easy bake
Yep.
ovens were dangerous, always ended up with burns.
Yeah, kids were tougher in those days. My day, we used to live to hang on to hot light bulbs, you know.
Well,
That was just
but
training
you
for
guys
being a real
remember
chef.
the original Light Bright had the hot bulb in it, and you get burned on that if you're not careful.
Yeah.
The Light Bright.
My parents wouldn't let me have one of those.
Oh,
They
yeah.
gave
See,
me a
now,
rock and said, go outside and play.
now they're LED, so kids can't get burned. That's so disappointing.
Yeah, hours of fun, really.
That means that they're LEDs, the colors aren't right either.
No.
Mm.
No.
I had incredible edibles.
I wanted
You
those
did?
too. Get
I
all the
wanted
good
those. I
stuff.
was not allowed them.
They were gross.
Right?
And who knows what kind of chemicals were in those?
That's true.
Yum. My favorite food.
Predecessors of Red
That was
40.
before organic was defined.
Yeah. Yeah.
How
So-
come you kids all got the nice stuff? I just got a rock. And all my
So
birthdays.
you
Stick in a
guys-
hoop. Go have fun, kid.
Yeah.
Do you guys
I-
remember the Snoopy snow cone machine that
Yep.
they had for
I had
kids?
one.
Yeah.
I wanted that so bad. That was like the one thing that my mom wouldn't let me have, and I really wanted that. So,
I bought one for Walter for his birthday one year.
really?
That wasn't Snoopy. It was the classic one that looked like a snowman, the whole bit.
Yeah.
Why did I buy that for you?
Because I kept saying I loved the snow cone machine I had when I was a kid.
That was it.
See, I had the snow cone machine, but never any syrup for it.
Mm.
No, I didn't either. I just used we just
Yeah.
threw ice
Kool-Aid.
in there. And
They were poor.
then
They just
threw
ate ice.
whatever syrup my mom had around the house.
Where is that machine? Did we throw it out?
I think it's either in the crawl space or we threw it out.
Oh God! Well, it's the same difference as throwing it out. The crawl space is the black hole of Calcutta. Yeah,
I think we threw it out.
yeah, I think we did.
But we still kept your Hot Wheels set. It's still in there, I think.
Don't you get rid of my Hot Wheels?
Oh, them is fighting words.
I cleaned up the crawl space one time and it's full again. And I dragged out Steve's Hot Wheels and I said, can we get rid of this? So I put it all together and started playing.
I'm playing with it. It's Hot Wheels. You have to play with it. I loved it. Hot Wheels. They were my favorite toy. Yep. My
Some of
cat
those toys-
liked it too.
What's that?
My cat, when I was a kid growing up, loved the Hot Wheels too.
Oh yeah, batting
Loved
at
facing
them.
them. Oh yeah.
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 It had that little thing. There was a little engine thing from batteries that you put it, the car would go into it and it had these little rollers and it would spin it back out. And I had a loop. And the cat was smart enough to know we'd go upstairs for dinner or something. I have it all laid out on the floor. And next thing you could hear it because the cat figured out that he could flip the car onto the track, and he could take his paw and hit the big lever on the side and push the car through and then chase it all the way around.
That's
He was a
awesome.
smart pussycat. Yeah.
That is awesome. That's fun. Okay, let's see. Oh, Katie Crash said we gave up the kid oven and went to the real one.
Well, they're bigger. You can get the whole kid in there without having to chop off a leg. Let's play Hansel and Gretel.
Hmm. All right. Well,
Okay.
I don't see any more questions. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about?
No.
Mute. All right. So next month's social review is going to be, I believe, Russ, your turn?
That was Shannon's turn next.
No, I was last. Or I was
Okay,
last.
then it's my turn next. Yay!
All right. Russ's channel on July 10th at 7 p.m. So we hope to see you there. And I don't know if you have a topic already.
I don't have a topic because
No.
I thought it was Shannon next for some reason.
That's okay.
Well, when is the August? Because we might not even be in town for August.
Yeah.
Oh,
that-
yeah. Good point.
August 14th would be the.
Oh yeah, we'd be back. Yeah.
We'll be back. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be back. So we'll talk about whatever. So we hope you guys all had fun listening to us ramble on.
Actually, if you people in chat land out there, if you've got topics you would like us to explore,
Yeah.
send them to us. Put them
Yeah.
either in the comments down below this when it goes for rebroadcast, or send them to any of us,
Mhm.
and we will definitely consider them. Please.
Yeah, absolutely. We've kind of run out of sewing ideas because we didn't think you guys wanted to hear about our favorite seam ripper 5 times in a row. So
Yeah.
if there's
I almost
something
bought a
sewing-
seam ripper at the show this past weekend.
Oh, you did?
Almost.
Oh,
Almost.
almost.
It was purple. It was gorgeous.
Oh. Were you behaving for some reason, or you just decided not to get
I
it?
had already spent $400.
Oh, okay.
And another 50 would not have been too great.
I
Like
gotcha.
I said about Aunt Walter, amateur.
I did want to answer one question before we go really quick. Lydia earlier, and I just remembered, had asked if we were going to do a shop hop in Georgia. Unfortunately, during that time of year, well, number one, there's not a lot of shops around that retreat center. There's only one within really driving distance that's close enough. But none of them are really open. Now, the one near the retreat center, that owner knows the retreat center owner, so she's very kind if I write her an email, and will open the shop for us for a few hours for all the retreaters. So we go over there as a group and we go shopping. But other than that, no, there's no shop hopping.
But
Most of the
it's a great store.
it is a
Yeah.
great store. It's a big
Yeah.
store.
Yeah.
They just moved. The location that you guys saw is their new location. They just moved there between the previous December and when you guys came. And it's about double the size of what it was. But she had all that stuff in the smaller shop.
Wow.
So it was really hard to find things because it was pretty jam-packed. So the new shop is amazing. So if you're going to come to Georgia, we'll definitely do that again, arrange that if she's willing to open for us, because she has to, get employees to come in and things like that on their time off. So you'll find that most of the quilt shops in the United States, the small quilt shops, will close between Christmas and New Year's. So that was a really kind thing of her to do to open for us. So yeah.
And she gave us a great discount too.
A
You
really
did.
good discount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A really good discount. Yeah. So I think most of us bought enough to at least pay for her time to come in and her employees to come in. So
I
yeah.
bought enough stuff to pay for her employees.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks for joining us. It was great to see you here tonight. Check out everybody's channel later this week. We're all going to have some fun stuff up. And of course, Steven's pop-up sew day is always a blast on Saturday. So make sure you go on over there as well. And then we'll see you next month on Russ's channel, July 10th at 7 p.m. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.